Hey, Damon, what's up, dude?
I'm just hanging with you today, Kurt. Let's get this thing going.
Let's get it going. Hey, I didn't know. Did you notice anything different about I'm not in my basement today? Did you notice anything different?
I thought you just invited guests and put a flag up.
Well, close. Very close, but we're not in my basement today. So I am absolutely thrilled. What an honor. What a privilege. We are hanging out at NWIRC. And if you're wondering what on earth does that stand for, you're going to have to stick around and we're going to get right into that. So I'm going to do a little digging. Hey, before we go there, how was your weekend? Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, it was great. It was great. Other than the Seahawks loss, but that's just a thing.
Dude, you can't win every game, Can't win every game. So, all right,
Cool.
So let's dive in. So, guys, happy Monday, everybody. Drop a little, give us a hello in the chat box, and you're going to want to connect with these three lovely ladies that we have here today. So, Damon, let's start off with introductions. Are you ready? I'm going to go through the
Let's do this.
Fascinating names that we have here. Are you ready? Are you sitting down for this? Are you ready to go?
I'm ready.
Okay. I'm starting to my far right with my dear friend, Lisa. Now, she has her last name is Day. Lisa Day. And ironically, she has a unique middle name. I don't know if you guys knew this. Her middle name is Happy. So it's Lisa Happy Day here to my far right. Lisa, happy Monday. How are you today?
Great to see you, Kirk. Good to be here. Thanks for coming to Erie.
Absolutely. So if people are wondering, we are in Northwest Pennsylvania, Erie, Pennsylvania, right on the shores of Lake Erie. So this is just a beautiful community. Just a legacy of manufacturing, man. Dude, we're right in the heartbeat of hardcore manufacturing going back centuries. And so we're going to dig in some really exciting things. Now, to my right is my dear friend, Robin. Now, Robin also has a unique middle name. I don't know if you guys know. Do you know her middle name by any chance? So her last name is Keller. They call her Robin Killer Keller. I didn't know if you knew that, but Robin Killer Keller, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Happy Monday. And are you excited or what?
I'm so excited. The Browns won, so I'm happy.
Hey, big Browns fan right here. So big Browns victory for our Browns fans out there. So, okay. So now we're going to slide over to my left. And so
can't wait to hear my name.
I am super excited to introduce my other new friend. Now the three of us over here, we go way back, like years, right? Centuries?
Yes.
Decades. It's been a while, right? So I just met Tara today. So Tara, now her name was shortened. It used to be really long. It's been shortened. It used to be Tara Lawrence of Olivier. Now they've cut it down. It's just Tara Lawrence, Damon. It's just Tara Lawrence. Now next year when I come, it might just be Tara Larry. She might short it down even more, right?
Right.
Okay, but right now today it's Tara Lawrence.
Right.
Tara, happy Monday. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for coming.
Absolutely. So all right, let's dive in. We're here at NWIRC. I'm coming right at you. All right. So we're at the Manufacturing Extension Partnership in Northwest Pennsylvania.
Yes.
The MEP is the Manufacturing Extension Partnership. Manufacturing Extension Partnership. Okay. Please explain what is NWIRC, if you would please, Robin.
Sure. So we are the Northwest Industrial Resource Center, and we are one of 7 IRCs of Pennsylvania. So we cover 13 counties that's our footprint. And our sole goal and mission is to help manufacturers grow and become very competitive in this area and throughout the state of Pennsylvania if they can. Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. And so now let's dig in. I'm going to come over to you, Lisa. Let's talk. So the MEPs, how many MEPs are in the state of Pennsylvania?
There's 7 centers in Pennsylvania strategically placed. We're one of, as you know, there's 51 centers nationally. So all 50 states, including Puerto Rico. And then each state has their own MEP. Some states, the way they're made up, have more than one MEP center in the state, but they all have at least one.
All right, perfect. So now how many counties do you guys cover?
13.
13 counties in Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Do you have any idea how many manufacturers? I don't want to put you on the spot. Do you know how many manufacturers? And it's a lot, right? It's
That's
ton.
a lot, yeah.
It's a lot. And so we're covering. So Damon, just for a little geography. So we're in the northwest corner. We're going to go down to if any of our friends on Route 80, right? Am I close? We're going to head down to Route 80. We're going to head over to the east. We're going to start creeping over toward, not quite, but over towards Penn State. So for any of our Nittany Lion fans out there. So this is a big geography, huge area that they cover, and just tons and tons of legacy manufacturers along this whole corridor, going way back to the early 1800s. So it's very exciting. So let's go here. I'm going to come to you, Lisa.
Sure.
Talk a little bit about what's on the menu here at NWIRC. What are some of the services, solutions that you guys provide to manufacturers in Northwest Pennsylvania?
Sure. So, Kurt, as you know, the MEP centers, we focus on top line growth, improving bottom line, Making sure that they're able to sustain and continue to grow in some challenging climates that we've had recently. And then we really dig into workforce development. We're measured by making sure that we retain jobs, we increase jobs, but we're also looking at the impact on the culture, the training, the workforce development of the folks internally, because that's what's going to continue to create that retention and help manufacturers become a best place to work and attract young people there. So that's really important. But we also spend a lot of time on things like lean process improvement, operational efficiencies, and really exciting. I've done quite a bit of work on automation. So working with our robotic partners and looking at how manufacturers now can start to implement some of these new processes to help them go faster and further and do more.
Awesome. Excellent. And so let's go over to you, Tara. Now
Okay.
you have a really cool title. Share with Damon, share with everybody. What's your title?
Manufacturing Talent Stream Coordinator.
Man, talent stream coordinator.
Woo.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
Drop the mic. on
Yeah,
that
no
one.
doubt.
So just explain to folks, what is
Okay.
a talent stream coordinator?
Okay, so the job is actually as cool as the title because I get to connect manufacturers, our partners, our clients. I get to connect them to students or the talent stream, the pipeline talent
Mhm.
stream. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna dive into that. So I want to lay the foundation of like who I'm the elite status of the folks that I'm hanging out with. Damon, I love never being the smartest guy in the room, and right this minute, I'm absolutely not the smartest guy in the room. I'm gonna dig into a little bit of background here with everybody because the talent and the expertise, the experience is truly off the charts, man. This is just amazing. And I'm gonna start with my dear friend Lisa Happy Day. And so Lisa, let's go. So I get on a call with Lisa a couple years ago when she just started, or I guess you've been here for a few months. And we got on a call, just kindred spirits right off the bat. And she just shared just this wealth of information. I caught her story, her career. And what I love is, you and I have interviewed one or two MEPs over
Mm-hmm.
well, one or two, right?
Couple.
It's just the amount of talent and the expertise that comes into the MEP network to pass along to the manufacturers is just incredible. All sorts of different walks of life. Lisa has a great career in fashion and retail. Now, what on earth does that have to do to help manufacturers? A ton, man. It is absolutely awesome. Lisa, please share. Just give us just scratch the surface, a little bit of your background, your walk of life, and what you bring to the MEP here.
Sure. So I actually was educated here in Erie. I went to Mercyhurst University. I have a degree, a bachelor's of science in human ecology with a concentration in fashion merchandising. And I spent 30 years. I had a really awesome career, traveled all over the United States, ran businesses. And really the things that I did there are so applicable to what I'm doing now. And so I was looking at turning around underperforming businesses, improving their top line growth, making sure they had the right product, right people in place, and then really mentoring young leaders, encouraging them, coaching them to continue to move up through the ranks. So retaining the people we had. But what I loved about it, Kurt, is I worked for the largest retailer, wholesaler, and supplier globally of women's fashion, accessories, and footwear. But I had a front row seat at the table to, meet with the merchandisers and the planners and the buyers, and really influence the fashion that we were seeing in the stores 1 or 2 seasons out based upon customer feedback, wearing the product myself. And I loved both sides of it. So I loved seeing the product being made, learning about how the product was being made, but I also really loved being able to be that mentor and coach. And it gave me so much satisfaction when I would have a part-timer and, years later, they were a store manager, becoming a DM and watching that whole track of their career. And so what I do now is exactly the same thing. So I help manufacturers do all those things. I help them improve their profits, turn around underperforming businesses. I look at where are the holes, in the business, where are the things that they're kind of scratching their head on and they don't know how to, find solutions or fix those things, because we work with, and this from talking to MEPs, we work with other outside consultants that are vetted, and we develop relationships. So when we introduce someone to our manufacturers, we are confident that they are going to deliver on what they promise. And then it's that people piece. So the stuff that Tara gets to do and Robin gets to do and the rest of our team, we have some really phenomenal trainers internally that Robin gets to work with every day. And they impact the people, and they help companies really look at how do they grow their people internally, which is so vitally important. Much easier than going out and recruiting somebody and then convincing them to stay in your business. So I have the ability now, it's a really curvy career path to go from retail now to manufacturing. But I have the luxury now of being old enough that, you kind of turn around and you're like, oh, that made so much sense, because everything that I love doing, it was every day in the journey that it took to get here. So.
Yeah, I love it. And I'd say a few takeaways from our conversations that I've had the pleasure of talking with you is that, you worked at a very elite, high fashion, industry company. And just, our manufacturers in Pennsylvania they expect that high level of expectation. Their customers expect that high level of satisfaction, so like from the customer service standpoint, as you said, nurturing, the mentoring, that's completely applicable, high level quality. So it just, there were just so many takeaways that I had. I'm like, gee, what would somebody in retail, high fashion, have to lend to manufacturer? And you really just kind of blew me away of your background, how much this is applicable, especially for manufacturers that legacy wise, maybe they had a handful of customers and they didn't deal with a lot of, maybe customer service wasn't the top priority. Well, now it's a totally different world where customer service is your top priority. Having a good web presence is a top priority. And what you bring to the table really elevates that. So I really applaud you for bringing your talents into the world of manufacturing. So well done to you.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Big round of applause for my friend Lisa. Happy day out there, right? So let's turn to Robin. Robin, you are relatively newish. So celebrated your 1 year anniversary here at NWIRC about a year last month.
Yeah.
And so you have a great career of nonprofit.
Mm-hmm.
And what was fascinating when I first met you, you're you were really attracted to taking a huge leap of faith, total pivot, a 180 in your career. Talk a little bit about your background, what you did, and what the experience, expertise, what you bring to the world of manufacturing now.
Well, anyone that has worked for a nonprofit can tell you that they're not in it for the money. They definitely want to, but they want to help people. And my background is in, I've done some marketing and recruiting and HR work. So it was very diverse in nonprofit. I wore a lot of hats, but now I can say that the leap wasn't so much that I'm still helping people and I still get that joy and fulfillment that I got in the nonprofit world and working for manufacturers. Some manufacturers need help, and that's what we're here for. And those things that keep them up at night, they can call us and we'll definitely work on getting them an answer and the help that they need. And that sustains their business, and that helps the community. That's employing people. And it all around, it's just a great feeling to know that I'm a part of growing this community. I'm a part of helping people find jobs. I just love all the aspects of manufacturing. And part of what I do right now with the training and events is, helping people grow their talents and finding the best people to do that. And as Lisa said, we have so many great trainers internally and that we use externally that have been well vetted and just phenomenal people. And as a testament, I'm with these two ladies and you and with Damon. It's just been, obviously we're doing great work here.
Well, share a little bit, and we talked about this, that leap of faith that you took, where again, you had 20 years,
Yeah.
and when you started a career at 12, you had 20 years in, and 20 years of HR, and then, nonprofit. And then all of a sudden you took this leap. What, how did that, was it exciting? Were you nervous? What did that look like, before coming into the world of manufacturing?
Well, I was absolutely terrified. I had, was I making the best decision? I knew my job inside and out, and I realized that I've got to do this. I've got to try. I don't know what I'm capable of. And I realized that I have grown so much. I have learned so much, and but I'm continuing to help people and do, I think, amazing work as well with these manufacturers. So anybody that's on the fence of trying something new, oh my gosh, I tell them, do it. Just do it, because, you never want to think, what if I would have never taken that chance, and I wouldn't be here today sitting down with all you guys. So it was a wonderful transition. And I had to interview with everybody in this company to get this job. And that was scary, but at the same time, I was in awe of the talent here. It was a great experience.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing. Thank you for joining the NWIRC team. And so, and I've had the honor and privilege of working with you on numerous things throughout the past year, and we've gotten together at a couple of different events. And so just what a privilege for me to kind of watch this team grow. So Tara, let's come over here. Your background, what attracted you to NWIRC?
Yeah, like Robin, I actually have a lot of experience working in nonprofits. But again, very diverse experience. So project management, fundraising, development, event planning, and working in a nonprofit, you do all of the things and you work with all of the people. My role, one of the biggest parts of my role was gathering a group of volunteers. We call them the Dream Team, the manufacturing Dream Team. Yeah. And also in my nonprofit past, I managed a lot of volunteers, which is a very special skill. Very special skill. Taking a volunteer and not pushing them too hard, making them feel utilized it is a skill that not everyone is comfortable with. And so having to maneuver that is fun. It's fun, but it's a challenge sometimes, especially because these are professional volunteers. So we do that, but also working with schools and just kind of managing a lot of moving parts is something I always have enjoyed, working in the nonprofit sector. And that is exactly what I do. I work with schools, I work with manufacturers, and I work with community partners. So I always say, in all the 13 counties, I have to know all of those audiences in all 13 counties. So it can be a little bit overwhelming. No, it can be a lot overwhelming sometimes, but thankful for Zoom meetings, that's for sure, for 13 counties. But yeah.
So let's go here. So with your background combined with, you are married to an entrepreneur, long-time entrepreneur. Yeah. And so when you call on manufacturers, you can completely relate to what they're going through. Just share a little bit about that entrepreneurial side.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because even as Robin was talking, I started thinking about, it wasn't so long ago that I took this role. And that was one of the reasons that I gave when I went through our interviewing all 12 of us. But yes, my husband is an entrepreneur, 25 years. He is from a family of entrepreneurs. It would take me forever to describe all their wonderful businesses. And so your heart just comes from a really special place. Robin's husband's an entrepreneur as well. You come from a really special place of just you understand what families go through when you put yourself out there and take that leap of faith, what the families go through, what your bank account goes through, what your dinner conversation sounds like sometimes. And so I am located in Crawford County is where I live, and we're all over the place actually, because 13 counties, remember? Yep. So I am in Tool City, USA. Yep. So already so many of our friends and family members own or are a part of manufacturers. And so it's just something that is really close to my heart and is really important that it succeeds. And so I've gotten to kind of broaden that outreach to more places than just Meadville through this work. Right. Mm-hmm.
Love it. See,
That's
Damon,
awesome.
I told you this is going to be a good one, didn't I?
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay. So Lisa, let's come back over to you. So I want to dig into, we talked a little bit about the menu here at NWIRC. Now, recently I had the honor and privilege. I actually went out to dinner with one of your customers, one of your clients. So, and I know you're very modest, you're very humble, but just talk about, I want to talk about your superpowers, but let's talk a little bit about like your engagement. When you start working with a manufacturer, what does that engagement look like? You come in, what can they expect? Let's go there for a little bit and talk about your engagement with manufacturers.
Well, first of all, I am just so excited to work with all of the current clients that we have, and excited every time I get to go into a new manufacturer. I announced today I get to visit 2 new friends, and they will become friends. But you truly just go in and you just ask them, what's going on. You're curious. We love to do the tour because you get just an aha. There's so many things that you see as you're going through the plant floors.
Right.
And now that, once you get that experience and the processes and the equipment that they have, then you have sort of that education of, you understand what's being made, how it's being made, and you quickly start to see how things are being done in other areas, and you identify where the improvements can be. And then you just, you ask questions. You kind of just are curious. You ask questions. You find out where the real pain points are there. And then you start to map it together. Like, where is the low-hanging fruit? Where are the things that we can quickly give them some wins so that they can see the turnarounds? And again, a lot of the things come back to making sure that they know about the trainings that we have, or some of them are virtual, some of them are in person. But a lot of times that helps them get to that pain real fast and helps the people internally start to make some changes, and then they can help themselves. So the improvements, so many times, and we know this through Lean, it should be coming from the floor up. It should be coming from the people that work the machines. You have to empower those folks to make the changes, because when they identify that they can fix the changes, you grow that culture. And then that helps everybody all the way up. You quickly are able to improve the profits. You eliminate the waste. You improve communication. So, I mean, I know I gave you a lot, but it's really looking holistically at the whole building, front door to back. And you're really trying to figure out, as you're going through, where are the pain points. And, I speak to anyone from the owner, human resources, operations. We talk to people internally. I speak to people when I'm on the floor. I'm asking the folks that are operating the equipment questions. So you're really trying to get a flavor for the whole business.
Yeah. How and Damon, for the record, so I went out to dinner with Emily Wilkins, our dear friend, and she brought a mutual client of Lisa's, and this client thinks Lisa walks on water. She just rants and raves on how amazing she is, and I had no doubt. And so she loves you. How exciting! You're doing for all three of you, it's such admirable work helping these manufacturers, because I think one of you said it. It's just not this entrepreneur. It's just not everybody at the facility. Like, a lot of times it's based around a community. Like you said, like you're working at Tool Town. Like, like it's these manufacturers might represent an entire, these are small rural communities where like that one manufacturer might represent like the whole town, like the family works there, different generations work there. So like it's a big deal. There's not a lot of other industries. Maybe people in tech or tourism might push back on me on this, but I don't feel there's a lot of industries like manufacturing that can represent an entire community the way that manufacturing does. How exciting is it when you walk in, you just kind of like you have an aha, or you bring in a solution for that manufacturer, and you just walk out like, oh, that was just so awesome. Like our friend at Peter's Heat Treat.
Yeah. Right? It's ginormous. I can't even tell you. Yeah. And what's so cool is to share that with, so our daughters are both the same age. My daughter's 17. She's a junior. So I'm constantly, talking to her about what I do. And she thinks I'm overly annoying, because she thinks no one loves their job as much as I do. Annoying. But this is one of the best stories recent. We were at TJ Maxx a couple of weeks ago. And we went into the fitting room and we met a young girl there. She was kind of counting, she was the one you have to check in with. She gives you your tag. Yeah. And my daughter Bridget said to me, Mom, this is Abby. She's like, she's going to the Career Center for welding. And you would have thought I met a celebrity, because I'm Abby, it's so great to meet you. Yeah. So we're standing in TJ Maxx. Yeah. Talking about manufacturing, but that is exactly how it happens. Yeah. And as you said, that impact on the community is huge. It's huge. So it's really fun when you see your neighbors and the people that become your friends succeeding. You celebrate their successes. And it's exciting when you drive your car, or you pick up your water bottle, or you eat something, or you peel something open. Yeah. And all of those things were made by people in these 13 counties. Yeah,
exactly. I absolutely love it. So Robin, let's come over to you. Very rewarding your nonprofit career. coming here, now it's super exciting. You do events, you do a lot of marketing. Talk a little bit like some of the exciting things, or what are some of the programs going on here at NWIRC, or some of the exciting things that you worked on over the past year with manufacturers?
Well, one thing that we have done that I just absolutely love doing is our podcast.
Yeah.
And
Yes. And tell everybody the name of it.
It's Recipes for Manufacturing Success.
Recipes for
Nice.
Manufacturing Success. Man,
That's nice.
I love that.
Yeah, there you go.
So what we do is we typically like to get someone in manufacturing. They're all manufacturers, but a CEO of the manufacturing business, and we ask them questions about what was the keys to their success and making this company what it is. And we like to throw in some food in there as well. So, I love eating, and it's funny how those two things really do correlate. There's secret ingredients that these people have that are making their company run very well, and we're kind of digging into that. My CEO, Bob Zaruda, he's kind of the head chef, and I get to be the sous chef. So
Nice.
I get to ask the fun questions, and Bob really gets into the heart and soul of what their company is. So, Recipes for Manufacturing Success.
So that's your big, how did that come about? Who inspired the podcast? Like, because I'll tell you, for MEPs, that's pretty new, for
It
that
is.
network, right, Damon? I mean, I don't think
Yeah.
we're not familiar with too many that are doing that. What
No.
inspired you guys to kick that off?
Well, I think we just wanted to find a unique way to help manufacturers. This is their chance to come on, talk about their company, talk about their successes, and tell, your audience is limitless, and you get to tell them how well you're doing and what you make. So this was just, I think it was a collaborative effort.
Yeah.
We all talked about what the name should be. We were thinking about maybe eating wings like that one guy does, or maybe doing hot sauce.
Yeah.
Eating wings.
So I mean, it went through a lot of
Variations.
before we came up with what it is, and it's just so much fun. And I didn't realize how kind and courteous these people are. They're so appreciative of their success. They are, and they want to give back too.
Yeah.
So it's all around. Again, it's that warm, fuzzy feeling. I get to go to these manufacturers and see their work. It's been a wonderful experience.
That's wonderful. I piqued my curiosity, so I wasn't going to do this. I'm going off script a little bit. I don't think we really had a script, did we? We didn't have a big script, but
No.
So the difference from nonprofit to manufacturing. What are maybe some big parallels or similarities, or would have been some big differences for you in this past year from your previous life?
Well, I definitely think that both areas have their stresses that, nonprofits, they're always trying to, get money so that they can continue to do the work that they can. And manufacturers need the same thing. They have to support these families that are working for them. They need to find the materials that will help them create what they're building. So there is a lot of similarities in that, the stress of trying to find those things. But the differences, I would say, is that manufacturers are maybe say the company I worked for was a 24 hours. So this, it's always moving. There's always moving parts. But I've just learned that no matter what, in both sectors, everybody is trying to help each other. There's a problem, and they're trying to solve it. And that's what both sectors really do. It's just they're both different in the ways that they do it. So.
Gosh, isn't that great? It's just what I love when we interview all these MEPs is just the contagious enthusiasm and just really unapologetic, dedication and commitment to helping manufacturers win the day, and it's just so rewarding of how you can come in and just, lift everybody up. So, all right, Tara, I'm just super excited. Damon, a big thing that we love talking about week in, week out, we had Nancy on, our dear friend Nancy O'Leary recently. So our friend Nancy O'Leary has this great program called Manufacturing Mavericks.
Yes.
And what she did, are you familiar with it?
I've heard it. Yes.
So, and what she did, it was for the month of October, they featured a Gen Zer who's choosing a career in manufacturing manufacturing and feature them. She now has this website, and she decided it went so well in October, she's now doing it permanently. So shout out to our dear friend Nancy. So you're really singing that song big time. So like Talent Stream Coordinator, I love that name. Talk a little bit about how you're making the world a better place here in Western Pennsylvania, and how you're just really kind of lighting the fire for young folks to get into manufacturing.
Absolutely. Well, something Lisa had said, just the way that we as adults get excited when we look at the bottom of the water bottle, or know what our neighbor makes, or know what's in every single brand of truck all over the world. I get to tell young people, students, kids, I get to tell them about that. And sometimes it's myself doing that, but in a lot of times it is a manufacturer. And we found that a young manufacturer is the person to connect the best, the easiest with those students. So we send those young manufacturers into schools, and they tell their career path. They tell their career story. They get to tell them great things like, I finished high school. I didn't go to Votech. I didn't know what the heck I wanted to do, but there's a huge manufacturer in my community. I've always known about it. My grandfather worked there. I didn't know much about it. So my mom said, go give it a try. Now they're managing the floor 5 years later. And they got there from hard work. We always say showing up on time and being really pleasant to be around in manufacturing can get you just that. And there aren't a lot of fields right now where that is true. But in manufacturing, I just preach it over and over again. I also like for young people to understand that get your 4-year degree. If you want, I have a freshman in college, and if you want to be an accountant like he does, or you want to get a marketing degree, we need those in manufacturing as well. And I think far too often college career fairs don't include manufacturers. They include the banks, healthcare, but we are encouraging our manufacturing clients and partners to get into that world, to get into those career fairs, and remind those with college degrees that there's a place for them as well. So there truly is a place for every young person in manufacturing, and the growth is limitless. I mean, and they won't have any loans. Like some of their friends, we always tell them. We always tell them. I had one young man say, "Am I allowed to tell them they can have a really big truck like mine and a really great house like mine? Any student loan?" And I said, "By golly, that is exactly what you should go in and say today."
Yeah,
and that's what he told the students. That's what he told the students. Yeah.
Talk a little. Go ahead, Damon, please.
Well, I think the one thing about young people going into manufacturing, right? They come out of high school, may not know what you want to do.
Right.
You can go into that manufacturer, and there's a lot of manufacturers that have educational programs where if you get into the manufacturer and you're there full time for a while, let's say, hey, we'll pay for you to go to school. Just tell us what you want to do and get a decent grade, and we'll pay for your schooling. I mean, there are so many places. I finished most of the last half of my college tuition like that. It's these manufacturers want people to do what's best for them, their individual situation, because they know if they can develop these people, they have these long-term careers in manufacturing. It's incredible.
You are spot on. And we're hearing that from our clients and partners as well. Is the manufacturers, they're hiring the individual now. They're not necessarily hiring the student who only finished the CTC certification. They're hiring the person. We have manufacturing clients who are, they're starting their own internal full educational facilities. So they're ready. They are ready. They know what it's going to take. They know that they're missing that middle group, that age group. They have a lot of folks retiring with some really specialized skills, and they have a lot of young folks that don't quite know how to take that over yet. So they're ready to educate them themselves. There's a lot of work and energy. You probably hear this from some of the other interviews you do surrounding apprenticeship programs right now as well, pre-apprenticeships and apprenticeship programs. And we're getting into that space and trying to support that work as much as we possibly can. I have at least one meeting about it every single week in a different area. So we're working to help there too. We also have student-run manufacturing enterprises.
Yes,
in Pennsylvania, we have the most of any state. I hope I'm getting that right. There are 6 in Pennsylvania now. Yeah, and we have helped all of those find that funding and stayed involved in all their work. And so I've been working very closely with those groups, and we'll have this spring, we'll have our first student-run manufacturing summit and bring them all together, and they can share ideas and what's working, what's not working, because we have McDowell Manufacturing that they're the old pros in this, and they are just honestly killing it, for lack of a better term. And so we've got a brand new one in Titusville at Titusville High School. We just made that announcement, and so they can share those ideas and help them grow. So a lot of different ways. It's not just one way. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So yes,
Yes.
that's been really, really great to be a part of as well.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, when their director Bob was on last year,
Yes.
Damon, he was talking about. I was going to bring up
Yes,
McDowell
yes.
because, remember how exciting that was? We're like,
Yeah.
he's like the old football coach. You're ready to run through a wall when you talk to Bob. But he was talking about the program for different abled folks and young folks at McDowell, and so now you're spreading that.
Right.
other
So the
communities.
Uniquely Abled Academy is the Uniquely Abled project is where it starts. But we have 2 now that we have been a part of and stay involved with. And one is in Erie and one is in Crawford County. Both have active cohorts right now. We were just down there last week visiting the students, and it's just special. It's special work. If you don't feel like you're doing something by being a part of that, then I don't know what it takes for you. But
So a lot of your manufacturers are probably 10. A lot of them are I think 75% of all manufacturers are 75% of all manufacturers are 20 employees or less. Let me make sure I got that straight. A lot of them are 10 people and less. If you've thrown out a lot of great tips, strategies, say for like our small, real, 5, 10 employees, are there any tips or strategies that you have for those folks that maybe kind of feel left out, or they're just so small and nose to the grindstone, they're not thinking about recruiting? But what are some tips that those folks could take advantage of?
Absolutely. So we are in a room with those
Nice.
manufacturers. And quite honestly, sometimes if I'm in a room where I can remind larger manufacturers to remember their friends that own the smaller companies, I've done that as well. But what I would tell that young manufacturer is reach out to your local schools. They want to hear from you. They want you to come visit. They want you to open your doors. That's huge. I talked about sending volunteers in, but we in turn then hope the relationship is formed. And I love for students to tour manufacturing facilities, and they love to show it off. I love to tour manufacturing facilities. That is my favorite thing to do. If I'm feeling a little like I've been in my office for too many days in a row, I just call someone up new and say, I haven't seen your space or what you make. And I have not been bored yet. And I've been in a lot of facilities in the short amount of time that I've been here. And so I recommend they just make a call to the school and say, you're welcome to come in, and they will bring students. Someone will come. There are STEM clubs. I have a Lego club here in Erie going to tour manufacture in a couple of weeks. There are more and more STEM clubs and opportunities. They're changing some of the educational requirements for the PSSA testing in Pennsylvania that will include technology and STEM in a few years. So the schools are going to be looking for opportunities to reach out specifically to engineers and the folks on the floor who can help see what's possible in manufacturing.
Well, I love it. And again, for anybody out there, reach out to your local MEP for sure, because like you guys are just a conduit of just, bringing that together. So Lisa, I'm going to come back over to you. There's a ton of manufacturing that we've talked about that just a little bit on this program here in Western Pennsylvania. Share with the folks, like, what are some of the companies, products? Like, I know Meadville is tool town. Just talk a little bit about, like, give everybody kind of a visual of like what's being made and produced in Western New York or Western Pennsylvania. Good.
It is so diverse. And I think that, 35 years ago when the MEP network started, the original Governor Casey in the state of Pennsylvania set up 7 centers. And I really do think that probably is why, because we are so diverse. So I live in Mercer County, as you know, and still in Mercer County, we are producing a lot of heavy, dense equipment, whether it's stainless, whether it's steel, aluminum, specialty metals. So some of those areas where that product, is that what you're asking? Where would that product be used? So it's automobile, it's defense, it's aerospace. We have a company that does heat treating for the airlines.
Yeah.
So we're moving some really heavy, dense stuff through Mercer County. Part of the reason, you already touched on that, is we're right on the Ohio border. We have 79 and 80 that cross right there. So major access for trucking.
Yep.
When you move up towards where Tara is, you have Crawford County. And so that's a lot of the tool and die, heart of tool and die. But I will tell you, people would be blown away at the automation in Crawford County. Ton of automation, robots, CNC equipment. You move up to Erie, you still have a mix of that heavy, dense. Keep in mind that you're right on the Port of Erie, so you still have a lot going in and out, still utilizing Lake Erie. So they're also getting into automation. There is a ton of food manufacturers up here. People would be amazed at the amount of food that is being made here for every Walmart across the United States. Some of the brands that you pick up, I was in a Golden Dawn in Farrell yesterday getting my turkey, and there was food products on the bakery shelf that came from Erie County. And then as you move further east, we go into powdered metal. Zippo's out there. You have some great breweries out there. But the powdered metal becomes a big player out there. And then you also have all of the hardwoods. I mean, I was amazed at the amount of lumber that comes out of the state of Pennsylvania. 80% of the lumber that's utilized in the United States comes from Pennsylvania. And so when people are looking to kind of reshore from China, that business comes from Pennsylvania, from within our 13 counties. The diversity of trees that are harvested in the state of Pennsylvania blows your mind. We went to a manufacturer recently, and he had an entire wall, Kurt, of all different lumber. Beautiful. And the whole wall was just these little tile cuts from all different trees right there within 60 miles of where he was. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And all of that wood is harvested right here in Pennsylvania. I think 60% of the state now is forest, which is why there's this big push now to get Pennsylvania on the map for recreation, to really, again, attract and retain our young people, because they need to do something other than just work. They want to be out there hiking, biking, hunting, all of that great stuff. So we really need to promote that much more than what we're doing. So anything from, dairy processing, food processing, the amount of products that go into automotive, aerospace, airplanes, space projects, it blows your mind.
It's awesome. And it's just such a great area. There's so many colleges, so many universities for the folks that want to go that direction. And like Tara was saying, there's so much opportunity in manufacturing where it's not, our grandparents' manufacturing anymore. You can do automation, you can do marketing, you can do e-commerce, you can do, accounting, you can do, technology. There's so many different things that you can do in manufacturing, with your college degree. So if you do that route, I know we're probably running out of time. I do have one last question for you. And I don't remember if I asked you before, when you transitioned from fashion, what attracted you to how did NWIRC come on your radar? I don't think I asked you that on the show. We talked about
I was with this huge global company, and fashion really went to fast fashion. And I didn't think that there would be a home for me in fashion any longer. Girlfriend of mine worked in manufacturing, and she called me and she said, I need you to bring everything you did in fashion and bring it to manufacturing. So I started as the director of sales. It was a company with manufacturing facilities across the United States. So I still got to travel and really help them kind of corporatize their company. They went from a small sort of entrepreneurial space. They wanted to become a much bigger player. So really helped them put together an HR department, supported the marketing. But the other thing I did, Kurt, was every Monday I spent 3 hours in the manufacturing floor. So I would drive from my office to the manufacturer facility. I got really close with the operations manager, and I walked that floor every single Monday. So I looked at the pass-through business, what was being made, I looked at, what our on-time shipping rates were, how the customers were being treated. I looked at the big products we were making so that I was really educating myself on, and it was in the electrical space. So it was like trying to cram a lot of really technical stuff into my brain. But I needed to be authentic so that when I was leading that team, I knew what was going on. And so I worked at 2 manufacturing facilities, and I would walk out on the manufacturing floor in my pumps and the guys would be like, don't worry, there was like shot or whatever from the shot blast. But I mean, it was really important for me to be, knowledgeable, but be transparent so that they could see me. They really knew who I was, and they knew I cared. And truly that, if you're going to be a solid leader in manufacturing, you've got to get out of your office and you've got to walk the floor. You've got to talk to everybody there, know who's having babies, know who's a veteran.
Yep.
And the little improvements that you can make through your facility. One of the greatest things we did for our folks, I was working in Warren, Ohio, a ton of veterans, is we had them blast the flagpole. We bought a new flag and let them put it up in the courtyard. They had not had a flag in 5 years. And so doing that one thing, I was thanked more for putting a flag in the courtyard than anything else.
Well, God bless you. What a man. I'm about to drop the mic right there, Damon. Huh?
Oh, no doubt. It's so cool. And you said it. If manufacturing leaders are stuck in their office or not getting out there and walking around, they're missing out. B, they're not engaging with their people, and they're just going to have more turnover. They're not going to have a productive workforce. They're not going to be able to achieve the things they do that when other leaders are out there. Actually, like you said, it is so important to know, well, Susan, her daughter is going to graduate from college this year. And Dave, he likes to fish. And Susie or whatever their name is, just knowing those things about their parents they're going through some tough times with their parents because they're older. Those kind of things really set the stage to be able to develop a cohesive organization that will do things far into the future. And getting out there and seeing what's going on and asking questions. What do you think? What do you think? Yeah. Just keep asking the questions because they know what you're not doing. I mean, we don't have to be, as Kurt says, you don't want to be the smartest person in the room, and you're not in a manufacturing facility if you ask the questions because they know what we should be doing.
Right. Absolutely.
So good. Yeah.
So good. All right, we'll start winding down. Robin, my question to you. So marketing events, we're coming into the end of 2023. I feel like we just started. Like, as a matter of fact, I kicked off. I think I was with you guys in January. I felt like that was just like yesterday. Yeah. And like now here it is 10, 11 months later, and we're coming to the end of the year. Yeah. What are you fired up about? What are you excited for NWIRC and manufacturing coming into the new year?
Well, we're definitely going to do some more podcasts. We're going to have some more amazing people lined up for that. So I'm super excited for that. I have a whole new spring catalog that will be coming out soon, and it will have tons of trainings that will that we gear towards what the manufacturers are asking for. So I'm super excited about that. And
we're kicking off our great maintenance masterclass. We're so excited about that. Huge need. Yeah, go ahead, Robin.
So what we are doing is we have an incredible maintenance trainer is coming to our area, to our 13 counties. And we have 5 companies that will be host companies. And he is going to do 2 to 3 day trainings once a month for 6 months. And manufacturers from our 13 counties can come and participate in this training. It's all about maintenance excellence. So it's a great need. Sometimes the maintenance department is that forgotten money pit that you throw money into that doesn't see, and you're like, where is this going? But this is how to get the maximum amount of money and maintenance performance from your group and your machine. So it's going to be amazing. I'm super excited. I get to go to all of them. So
nice. Awesome. Yeah. So again, as we start winding down, you guys absolutely want to connect with the 3 of these folks here on LinkedIn. Go to NWIRC, check out their website, all sorts of great information going on. They have an incredible team. So I'd I'd be very disappointed in myself if we don't give a shout out to everybody on the team. I know Molly, Mike, Lori, Jen, who am I leaving out? Lisa.
You got Teresa, you got Kim, you got Bob, you got Andy, you got Tom.
Yeah, Andy
And
Tom.
so Andy and Tom
Yep.
do what I do. So we're
Yep.
the strategic business advisors. We're
Yep.
the forward-facing folks that go into the manufacturers. Andy covers Erie and Crawford, and he goes out to Warren
Yep.
now. And
Nice.
Tom covers all of that rich powdered metal, all of the lumber. So he covers the other eastern side of our territory. So there's 3 of us that do what we do, covering 13 counties.
Yes, and I'll tell you, they are amazing, absolutely amazing what they do,
Nice.
covering thousands and thousands of manufacturers.
Yeah.
Tara, my last question
Yes.
for you: why are all the cool kids going into manufacturing? Please,
Oh, why are all the cool kids going into manufacturing?
or why should all the cool kids be going into manufacturing?
Oh, I use my truck answer again. That's like my best answer well, manufacturing, it's really the future. Manufacturing makes everything. Manufacturing makes everything you see, everything you use, everything you need. And so why wouldn't you want to be a part of that? And why wouldn't you want to help grow your own community and stay where your family worked, and stay where people want to know about you, where people want to know your name, and you can help grow where you're from.
Right, just tons of opportunity. Drop the mic, right, Damon?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so
No doubt
let's do a recap. We just talked about, incredible innovation opportunities, manufacturing, just tons of opportunities for young folks. We've really just what a wealth of talent here, expertise and passion helping manufacturers here in Western Pennsylvania. And if you're coming to us from another state, man, there's passion at your local MEP. So strongly encourage you, welcome you to reach out to your local MEP. And this is just a small taste. There's 1,300 of these folks nationwide helping
Mhm.
manufacturers that are just relentlessly working tirelessly to help manufacturers win the day, be more competitive on a global scale. It's just such a blessing that the government supports this incredible agency. And again, they're not a federal agency. They're supported by the government, but these guys have to sustain and monetize themselves. And they work like fiends, man. It's just so inspiring.
Yes.
Damon, I know we're coming in. I could chat with these guys all day, and they've got a lot of manufacturers that they need to be helping here. So I am going to go there. Are you ready?
There we go. Let's do
am-
this.
I am going to go there. Since we
I'm
opened
ready.
up the program talking about football, so now different off season. Are you guys baseball fans by any chance? Is anybody a baseball fan?
Well, it's Cleveland all the way.
All right, so you're
Yeah.
Guardians,
Woo.
baseball.
I
Baseball.
would say Pirates.
Pirates.
Yeah,
You're
I'd say Pirates.
She's a
Mhm,
Pittsburgher
mhm,
over here.
mhm.
So, okay. So, Dane, I'm just going to give a hypothetical, and I
There we
think
go.
you gave an answer earlier, so I'm going to skip over to Lisa. Okay.
I'm not good at sports, so softball it.
I'm
It's
going
really
to
easy.
softball it.
Okay,
Maybe I should come to Tara.
You can.
go to Tara.
I'll go to Tara. You ready? Okay.
Okay.
Pirates are playing a baseball game.
Okay.
Obviously, because it's the Pirates, and that's what they do is they play baseball,
yeah.
right? Thank you,
Yeah. Mhm.
Captain Obvious there, right, Damon?
Yeah. There you
So,
go.
okay, Damon, just let me give you just a complete random hypothetical, right? We
Let's hear it.
usually haven't gone there before, right?
No.
Let's say the Pirates are playing the dreaded Mets, right? They're playing
Okay.
the New York Mets.
Ooh, God.
Oh my goodness, the Mets.
Yeah.
And it's the bottom of the ninth.
Okay.
Bottom of the ninth, there's a guy on second base,
Okay.
2 outs.
Yep.
Tie score.
Yeah.
The score's tied. The winning run's over on second base.
Yeah.
And we need to get that run in now.
Yeah.
Like we have dinner reservations. Like, let's get this game over
Okay.
with, right?
I'm with you.
So the manager sitting on the bench, he looks down the bench and says, "Hey, Lawrence,
Uh-huh.
get up there, hit in the winning run."
Okay.
Okay. So now Tara Lawrence grabs her bat, grabs her helmet. She's walking up to the plate to hit in the winning run on second base.
Mhm.
What is your walk-up song?
Put me in, coach.
Put me in, coach.
Oh, yeah.
Never had that one, Damon. Put me in, coach. Are you ready?
That's awesome.
What's your
My
walk-up
mind is
song?
completely blank.
Now tell Damon what you played.
We're the champions.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
There you
so Robin was at the Browns game yesterday, and they beat the Steelers, which Doesn't happen a lot, right? So, Robin,
Yeah.
what song did you play for everybody here at the office?
Oh, I played "We Are the Champions," and especially right in my boss's window, so he could hear it very clearly. Because he's
There you go.
and so I just wanted to make sure
Right.
he knew.
Yeah, brownie points for the
Take it
boss,
in a
right?
little
That
bit.
went over,
Take it
yeah.
in.
Yeah, it went over great.
Yeah.
She still has her job. She's still here. So, so do you have one?
I said
We are the champions. All right, we're going
Okay,
to. So
okay,
we're going.
okay.
We are the champions. Put me in that. You know what? Nobody's ever, dude. Right here.
Well,
Come on.
no
That was
problem. I try,
classic.
I
So,
try.
Damon, we're going to wind down. Any parting thoughts, words of wisdom you guys want to share with everybody as we close out?
I did want to say, to Lisa Day, my daughter, we were at the grocery store and her favorite ice cream cone maker, she grabbed a one of them. And I said, Chloe, I know somebody who knows
Nice.
all about this company. And she goes, really? And I told her it was Lisa Day. She thinks Lisa Day's a rock star for knowing that. So.
See, there's heroes in manufacturing, Damon.
Yes,
So,
there are.
hey, we got Jason here. He says hello to all my friends from NWIRC. He says grow brownies.
Yeah, go
We got
Browns.
Diane Byer here today. Hey,
Yeah,
Diane.
thanks,
So,
Diane.
Lisa, any parting thoughts, words of wisdom you want to share before we close out?
Now, manufacturing has become such a great home for me. Obviously, super excited about it. Just blessed every day to work with these amazing folks at the NWRC. But again, if someone's watching this for the first time, you're a manufacturer, please reach out to your MEP centers, because we have met the partners that we have across the United States, and everybody is just as willing to help.
Yep.
We've got to keep things made in America.
Keep it made in America, man.
There we go.
Tap the mic. Tara, any parting thoughts, words of wisdom you want to share? Can you top that one?
I also just wanted to say one more time and reiterate, why do we come from the career paths that we were at before? But this team, once we all met this team and were introduced to who we'd be working with, it is the best team that I have ever worked with. I've worked with some wonderful people, but it's really hard not to want to be a part of what's happening here and the energy that is here at the NWIRC.
Wow, I absolutely love it. So, Damon, words of wisdom, any takeaways, feedback you want to share before we close out?
No, I just think it's incredible what you guys are doing there to help Pennsylvania manufacturers, keep it going and involve more people. So much fun.
So good. So, all right, guys, we will. Hey, Damon, I don't think we have a show on Friday. So happy Thanksgiving, my friend. I wish you and your wife and your family just an amazing, wonderful Thanksgiving. I am thankful for you. And so appreciate you, brother. We'll be back here next Monday. We have a really awesome, dude, we got a great guest next week. So you just,
we do.
Sit back and wait for that one. So, all right. Wishing
Thanks a lot,
everybody
everyone.
an amazing, happy Thanksgiving. God bless you. And again, reach out to these guys on LinkedIn, stop by their website. If you're coming to us from another state, check out your manufacturing extension partnership. So God bless. We'll see you guys next time.